looks good. Golden. We're live. Okay, we are going to hit the ground running. Day 9 out of the year of streaming and learning to code. Let's see what we got. Yesterday was the, what was it? The box model. That was fun. We added the borders. Fixed the menu. And now today, continuing on that same sort of path, we've got borders. Hopefully it loads. Ah, yes. The glorious hotels in Singapore. Right. How could we forget? Okay, good. Learning. We be learning. In the last lesson, you learned how to modify the dimensions of boxes. In this lesson, you'll learn how to manipulate another box property, borders. In a previous exercise, you typed the following unexplained snippet of code into your style sheet. Border, 1 pixel. Good. In this lesson, you'll learn exactly what this code means and how it can be used to help support your learning of the box model. Let's begin. Section 1 of 9. Okay. No instructions? No instructions. That's it. Just keep on keeping on. That, hey? What's that? Oh, look at you. Little kitty's here. She's cleaning her toes. Oh, you coming up? No? Yeah. You want scratches. We're trying to code, little cat. We're trying to code. You just hang out on the floor. Good. Okay. Here are we. Here we are. It's not possible to view a box's border if the border's style has not been set. Damn you, cat. All your fuzz everywhere. Death. Just don't knock over the camera. Okay, what's happening? A border's style can be set with the border style property. This property can take on one of the following values. 1, solid. Border is a solid line. 2, dashed. Border is a series of lines or dashes. You are shaking the mic. 3, dotted. Now you're blocking the monitor. Oh god, cat, you're terrible. Dotted. 4, no. Dotted, a series of square dots. 4, double. Oh, I know. You're so cute, but we don't have time for scratching. No, don't knock that off. Cat, you're still blocking, and your keister's all over my phone. No typing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Devil cat. Look. Shh. Look at that. Love. Quiet. Okay. Oh no, I can't breathe. You're so stressful, cat. Okay, here, you know what? That way we can see, because no one's gonna believe. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. Look, this is a cattail. She's currently in hand right now. She's on the move. No. No. Sit, Bobo, sit. Yeah, just stay. Oh my god, you're totally moving the mic. I'm gonna just let you do whatever you want because you suck. Oh my god, your feet are on the arrow keys. No, 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 no. Please move. Oh god. On a rampage. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Thank you, little kitty. Thank you. Okay. Yesterday she was so good. She just napped the entire stream, but now she's trying to sabotage every moment. Something about squares. Ah, yes, dotted. A series of square dots. 4. Double. Border is 2 solid black lines. Groove. Border is a groove or a carving. Inset. Border appears to cut into the screen. Outset. Border appears to pop out of the screen. Ridge. Borders appear as a picture frame. Hidden or none. No borders. Border style. Solid. Okay. A lot to take in. Sure, we'll get to experience all of them. In the example above, a solid black line will appear around all divs on the page. Are you where I hear little... Oh, yeah, she's on. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's her on receiver. I'm gonna turn it on. It's, my receiver is basically a glorified cat heater. She sits on the top of it because it's nice and warm when it's on. Just killed it. And she naps there. Device and standby. What if we do? Hey, look at that. Oh, who's a happy kitty? Yeah? Uh-huh. Look at her, just napping away. Alright. Good for now. Okay. So far this stream has been like 90% little kitty and like 9% coding. We haven't even typed any code yet, so... Back to Codecademy. In the example above, a solid black line will appear around all divs on the page. Okay. I feel like there's cat fur just on my nose and eyes now. In style.css, set the border style of the .hotel selector to solid. .hotel border. Border style solid. Copy. No. If I whistle, she comes. She just hunkered down. And we don't want her to move. Trying not to whistle. Border style solid. Hotel. Run. Green check. 3 and 9. Making progress. You can control the thickness or width of borders with the border width property. The value of border width is given in pixels. Border style, solid, border width, 5 pixels. In the example above, the solid borders of all paragraphs on the page would be set to a thickness of 5 pixels. It's also possible to also set the border width property to one of the following named thicknesses. Thin, medium, thick. While these values are perfectly valid, you may not see them often, but it's good to know they exist. In style.css, set the border width of the hotel selector to 2 pixels. Border width selector. Hotel. Border style. Border width. Both pixels. Super green check. Love it. Okay, onwards. What if you don't want the border thickness to be the same on all 4 sides? Great question. What if you don't? In that case, another version of the border width property allows you to specify the width for each side of the border. Paragraph, style, width. Oh. In that case, another version of the border width property allows you to specify the width for each side of the border. 3, 1, 2, 1. The values in the example above refer to the border width in clockwise order. Top, right, bottom, left. Top 3, right 1, bottom 2, left 1. Fair enough. In style.css, use one declaration to set the top and bottom borders of .hotel class selector to a width of 4 pixels. Set the left and right borders to a width of 2. Use one declaration. Okay, 4 and 4, 2 and 2. For hotel. Let's do 4px 2 4px 2. Run it. Skadoosh. Perfect. Next. All right, we are halfway through Singapore, guys. If you like to be even more specific about the width of different sides of the border, you can use the following properties: border top width, border right width, border bottom width, border left width. Each property affects the width of only one side of the border, giving you more flexibility in customization. Border style left 4. In the example above, only the left side of the border will be set to a width of 4 pixels. First, delete the border width you declared in the previous exercise, border width 4242. Then, in style.css, set only the top border width of .hotel class selector to 5. Okay. Destroy all the commenters. We're only keeping the top 5 pixelers. Why does that seem terrifyingly wrong? First, delete the border width you declared in previous exercise. Set only the top border width selector to 5. Okay, we did that. We're going to delete all this. We're clearing it out. We're going to run it. Now we're going to add it back. We're going to see what happens. Guys, there is beef. We have beef in Singapore. There's an issue with the border styles of the hotels. Border hotels are a problem area in Singapore. Did you change the border width to 5 pixels? Aha, yes. We're going to do only the top width, border top width. Okay. That's border width all around. You know, we did copy and paste, but we're not going to. Border top width. Crisis averted. Ta-da! Look at that. We figured it out. Just be smarter than your average bear who travels to Singapore. That's all. I don't know if there are bears in Singapore. I don't think there are bears in Singapore. Certainly not in their hotels. Right? No one knows. One of those mysteries of life. Okay. The color of a border can also be customized with the border color property. Div container, border style, solid, border width 3, border color, RGB. The border color property accepts colors in the various formats you learned about earlier. Named colors, RGBA colors, and hex colors. It's common to use hex colors for borders, but you'll likely also come across RGBA colors as well. Instructions. In style.css. Inside of the .hotel class selector, select the color of the border, blah, 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 blah. Good. What? Inside .hotel. Let's find it. Okay. Class selector. Good. Set the color of the border. Copy. Border color. Interesting. Now, normally, most things are alphabetical. However, only because they have border color placed in third, or listed as the third in the example, well, I place it as third. Normally, I would set it up top, but stay consistent with the example. We're going to do that. See, calls at the top of this one. Anywho, right here, H3. See? There we go. Yada-da-dee, yada-da-da. RGB nonsense. Was it that? Can't remember if I had to do more. The green checkbox will let us know. Oh, look at that, we're on the right path. I think it's that red. Yeah? I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention on that side of the screen. I just pulled the trigger. They told me what to type, and I did it. Alright, 7 and 9. In the last few exercises, you learned how to set a border's style, width, and color with 3 different properties. CSS allows you to style all 3 properties at once with a shorthand property. The shorthand way of setting border style, width, and color can be achieved with the border property. Let's look at how we can decrease the amount of code bloat with this property. Let's figure out what the hell code bloat is. Sounds kind of straightforward, but always good to check. Code bloat is the production of code that is perceived as unnecessarily long, slow, or otherwise wasteful of resources. Code bloat can be caused by inadequacies in the language in which the code is written, the compiler used to compile it, or the programmer writing it. Thus, while code bloat generally refers to source code size as produced by the programmer, it can be used to refer instead to the generated code size or even the binary file size. Common causes, overuse, excessive, I think I saw neglect in there, examples. fun, nice, something about density, and we're back to Codecademy. Good. Where did we leave off? Something about bloating. What now? Ah, the code in the example above can be shortened using the border property. Ah, you just cram it all in there together. Solid RGBA. Via 3 pixels. Note that the border property includes all of the properties that were previously styled individually. Width, style, color. It's considered best practice to follow the width, style, color order, reverse alphabetical. Also, that explains why they have no. That's not even in the width, style, color order. That is. All kinds of confusion. They're throwing me off. I know those are very subtle things. Maybe I'm just hypersensitive. What now? What? Okay. Note that the border properties include all the properties that we previously styled individually. Width, style, color. It's considered best practice to follow the width, style, color order when using the border property. Instructions. In style.css, set the border of .hotel to 2 pixels wide, a solid line, and the color of FFF. Cool. So, border life, right? Who's psyched for that? Hotels. We're going to delete all that nonsense, drop in a colon. They want 2 pixels, solid, hashtag FFF. Fly, Scotty. Oh, look at that. Beautiful green checkbox. Success. Very nice. Classy. Clean. Next. 8 of 9. We're nearing the end. I think we'll do another section after this. We've got time. Ever since we revealed the borders of boxes, you may have noticed that the borders highlight the true shape of an element's box, square. Thanks to CSS, a border doesn't have to be a square. The corners of an element's border box can be modified with the border radius property. Border 3, solid, RGB, blah, border radius, 5 pixels. The code in the example above will set all 4 corners of the border radius, or to a border radius, of 5 pixels, i.e. the same curvature that a circle with the radius of 5 pixels would have. Fair enough. You can create a border that is perfect circle by setting the radius equal to the height of the box, or to what now? 100%? What? Hold on. You can create a border that is a perfect circle by setting the radius equal to the height of the box or to 100%. Okay, so if the height's 60 pixels, like down here, then the radius would also be set to 60 pixels, or, as they stated, just use the percentage of 100. Cool. Where are we? The code in the example above creates a div that is a perfect circle. Nice. Style, border radius, .hotel, 10 pixels. Hotel coming up, circle hotel. Get ready. Here comes the thunder. Copying said thunder. And now we're gonna paste it hard. Hard pasting. Boom. 10 pixels. Run. My phone is blowing up. Oh, sidetracked. Is little kitty still there? She's still napping? Yeah, she's still napping. Oh god, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Okay, there we go. We're good. 8 of 9. Killed on sight. 9 of 9. Great work. In this lesson, you learned how to style a box's border. Let's review what you learned. 1. You can style the borders of an element's box. 2. The border width property allows you to set the thickness or width of a border. The border style property allows you to change the style of border used. 4. The border color property allows you to change the color of a border. 5. Individually setting the style, thickness, and color of a border can bloat code. It's more efficient to use the shorthand border property and specify all 3 properties at once in that order. 6. Box borders don't have to be square. Their corners can be rounded with the border radius property. So far, we've focused on 2 aspects of the box, dimensions and borders. In the next unit, we'll focus on the content within the box and the space outside of the box. Instructions. Take some time to experiment with your knowledge of borders in style.css. When you are done, proceed to the next unit. Damn it, we will. First, I'm gonna turn everything into a frickin' circle. That's right. That's right. Hotels. I'm gonna get circly, and really all we're gonna do is just change it to 100%. Someone stole the percentage key off my keyboard. Just kidding, found it. It's on top of 5, where it's supposed to be. It actually didn't move. Temporary blindness. Okay, look at this. We've got our lovely curved things. So that's that. Blocks O Hotel. Yeah, good. And run it. Let's see what happens. Destroy this. Hell yeah. Circle life. Look at that. We don't even know what we're looking at anymore. What does 90% look like? Do we do 80? We'll do 88. 88%. 88 miles an hour. Back to the Future. Run it. Still pretty damn round, guys. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Let's try 2/3, 66, repeating. Yeah, still super duper roundy, right? 50? 50%. Okay, at what point does this stop being round? 42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything. Hey, there we go. We see some change there. Okay, so sub 50. That's really where we start noticing some change. Otherwise, it's just freakishly round. Not that looks good. I was just trying to differentiate some top and some side lines. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So that's it for section 9. At least of this lesson. We'll take a look at the next one. I don't know, we'll see. If it's a super long one, meh. If it's shorter, then we might tackle it. Content. Learn how to modify the spacing around an HTML element's content. Versus layout. Learn how to position HTML elements on various parts of the web page. We are going to commit to content. Because who doesn't love great content, right? 1 of 14. That's on the higher side, but I think we're going to stick with it. Hold on. Text break. Yeah. We'll get there. All right. What do we have ahead of us? We have gotta open chat back up. There we go. Son of a. There we go. All right. Okay. We're just gonna continue ahead. All right. 2 sections today. Learning. Box dimensions and borders are just the beginning of the vast number of box properties you can modify in CSS. In this lesson, you'll learn how to modify the spacing around the content inside of the box. This concept is critical in understanding how to customize the way content is displayed to users. Let's begin. Instructions. To get started, add the following code to style.css. It will help you better understand the box model. Okay. Adding. Copied. I'm gonna add it up top. That's where they had me add it before, so. Cool. And run. Nice. Boxy. Hey, little cat. What are you doing? Tired of laying on the heater? Too toasty? Yeah, you're just staring at me. I'm gonna kill the receiver then. Your loss. Kill it? Yeah. Hour 2? Maybe. That seemed super death-like. Yeah, she's good. It's as good as that's gonna get. Killed it. Alright, onwards. Oh god. Okay, it is warm in here, little cat. You had the right idea. 2 of 14. The space between the contents of a box and the borders of a box is known as padding. In CSS, you can modify this space with the padding property. Okay. The code in the example will put 10 pixels of space between the content of the paragraph, the text, and the box borders on all 4 sides. The padding property is particularly useful in making text easier to read when the text has a border around it. Note, in the last couple lessons, you learned how to set the width and height of a box. When padding is set for a box, as in the example above, it will be added to the width and height of the box, increasing the dimensions of the box. We'll learn how to avoid this problem in the next lesson. So they're adding the padding to the outside of the box? No. The padding would be added to the content. So it's cutting away from the total of the box. At least that would make sense to me. You've got a box with a width of 300 for the max, 300 pixels for the max, and if you've got 10 pixels of padding on top and bottom, then you should only have 280 pixels worth of content, right? Not 320 pixels worth of space. Anyway, moving on. In style.css, something is dying in my eye. Yeah. 1. In style.css, set the padding of the banner content selector to 30 pixels. Banner content, banner, good. Banner content, padding, 30 pixels. Green check. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Where do we leave off? I don't know why I'm thinking of DuckTales. Love DuckTales. What if you don't want all 4 sides of the box's content to have equal padding? In that case, another version of padding property lets you specify exactly how much padding there should be on each side of content. Oh look, it's the same trick as the border. In the example above, the 4 values, 5x, 10x, 5x, 10x, I know it's px, but we're curtailing their measurements, refer to the amount of padding in a clockwise rotation. In order, it specifies the amount of padding on the top 5 pixels, right 10 pixels, bottom 5 pixels, and left 10 pixels sides of the content. When this version of the padding property is used, a padding value must be specified for all 4 sides of the content. In style.css, set the padding on the top and bottom to 30 pixels and set the sides on the left and right to 10. This is so awesome. I'm just learning to code in general. What is it? Run. It's like slowly getting good at a game that's difficult to play. I mean that it's like a hard game, it's just like if there were a game with a lot of controls. Although I don't have tons of experience with computer RTS games, you could set up a lot of hotkeys or whatever. It'd be like learning the controls for that. There's just so much potential that you can do with it, you know? And that's fun. That's fun. Speaking of fun, what's in the next section? Section 4. Look at that. More learning and more instructions. The fun never ends. Yeah, good. Take a look at the following code. What do you notice about the padding values? 5, 10, 5, 10. The top and bottom values for padding are the same. Yeah. My phone's blowing up. Yet again. Okay, the top and bottom values for padding are the same. 5 pixels left and right values, and padding values are the same. 10. Okay. When you're certain that top and bottom values for padding will equal each other, and the left and right values for padding will also equal each other, you can use the following shortcut, 5 and 10. So you do the sides first? That doesn't seem right. Does that seem odd? Oh. Yeah. Their instructions are off. Hold the phone. It goes top, right, bottom, left. Oh, top and bottom value. Ha ha ha. Totally skipped over that. I was looking from here. There we go. It's the drugs. Just kidding. Just kidding. Top and bottom values are the same, 5, left and right, 10. Okay, when you're certain that top and bottom values for the padding will be equal to each other, and that the left and right values for padding are also going to be equal, you can use the following shortcut, 5 and 10. First 5, yes, top and bottom content, second value 10px, set of padding, the left and right sides, fun, fun, fun. Instructions: 1. Use the padding shortcut to set the padding on top and the bottom of banner content. Select your 30 pixels and set the padding on the left and right 30 and 10. So we just get rid of the last 2. Fire away. Run it. 5 of 14. If you want to be even more specific about the amount of padding on each side of a box's content, you can use the following properties: padding, top, right, bottom, left. Each property affects the padding on only one side of the box's content, giving you more flexibility in customization. In the example above, only the bottom side of the paragraph's content will have a padding of 10 pixels. Set only the top and bottom padding of the byline selector to 20 pixels. Notice how the spacing on top and bottom of James J's change. First, let's find, okay, written by James Jace. Right, good. So we found our focus, James Jace, and the dot byline. Okay, 20 pixels. Padding. I guess really the only easy way to do that is to have both. I don't think they have a top and bottom only. Hey, yeah, the box is bigger. There's more padding, if you will. 6. So far, you've learned about the following aspects of the box model: dimensions, borders, and padding. The fourth and final aspect of the box model is margin. The margin refers to the space directly outside of the box. You can adjust this spacing with the margin property. The code in the example above will place 20 pixels of space on the outside of the paragraphs box on all four sides. This means that other HTML elements cannot come within 20 pixels of the paragraph. An understanding of the margin property is crucial in order to later understand element positioning in the browser. Set the margin of the list items to 5 pixels. List items, 5 pixels. Before we pull the trigger, maybe the list items were up. I think they're talking about this stuff up here. Although there's a 42% chance that I'm wrong, but run it. Hey, I wasn't wrong. Look it. It's got 5 pixels between everything now. Neat. I birthed margins. How cool is that? Nice. 7? Just like padding. What if you don't want equal margin on all four sides? This is there. I see a pattern here. Anyone else feeling that? Pattern amongst all these rules, techniques. That's good. That makes it easier. Just like padding, what if you don't want equal margins on all four sides of the box? In that case, another version of the margin property lets you specify exactly how much margin there should be on each side of the box. In the example above, the four values, 612, 612, refer to the amount of margin around the box in a clockwise rotation. In order specifies the amount of margin on the top 6 pixels, right 12, bottom 6, and left 12 sides of the box. When this version of margin property is used, a marginal value must be specified for all four sides. Lovely. In style.blah, let's change the margin of all list items. Set the top and bottom margin to 10 pixels. And set the margin on the left and right to 20. Fair enough. Typical. Wait. Now we get to try set the top and bottom. See, I wonder if we have to do all four, or if we can use our cool little trick now of just doing the first two, since we know they're going to be equal. I'm betting we can use the first two. Only. Just find it. List items. Where'd it go? Did I I've misplaced the lists. Oh God, why? There we go. Found it. Crisis averted. Little kitty sleeping. What am I looking for? Padding, margins, something. Found it. Wait, that's 20 and 0 to begin with, but now they want the top to be 0. No, that's the margin. So we can do 0 and 20. Hey, like that. Run it. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Take a look at the following code. What do you notice about the margin values? Top and bottoms are the same. Sides are the same. Just like the padding shortcut, when you're certain, yes, good, okay, there's just a lot of redundant text, the same shortcut will work. The first value, 6, yes. Second value, 12, lovely. Use the margin shortcut to set the margin on the top and bottom of all list items to, what now, 0? Wait, don't we already have that? Use the margin shortcut to set the margin on top and bottom of all list items to 0 and set the margin. Yes, we already pulled the trigger. We're ahead of the curve, class. You're ahead of the curve. If you want to be even more specific, like Groundhog's Day, except in CSS. It's CSS Day. It's day 9. The fun never ends. What's happening? You want to be even more specific about the margin on each side of the box. You can use the following properties. Top, right, bottom, left. Each property affects the margin on only one side of the box, giving you more flexibility. Something about 15 pixels because the margin property directly modifies the space outside of the box. It's very common to see margin values used for only specific sides of boxes. As you learn more about web development, you'll likely come across many different ways of positioning elements with the margin property. Sorry for the tapping on the mic. I was blanking out. In style.css, set only the left and right margins of all list items to 20 pixels. Margin left and margin right, 20, 20, 20. Margin left. Green checkbox. Good times. Okay. The margin property also lets you center content. You follow certain requirements. Take a look at the following example. Div, headline, margin, auto. When the margin property is set to auto, the element being styled will center in the page. In theory, the div in the example above should center on the page, but it doesn't. Why? In order to center an element, a width must be set for that element. Otherwise, the width of the div will automatically set to the full width of its containing element, like the body. For example, like the body, for example. Just really odd structuring grammatically. Could just be me, but yeah. It's like bad fruit, but for my mind. It does not sit well. Anywho, it's not possible, therefore, to center an element that takes up the full width of the page. That was difficult. We're going to try from here. From the beginning. There we go. In order to center an element, a width must be set for that element. Otherwise, the width of the div will be automatically set to the full width of its containing element, like the body, for example. It's not possible, therefore, to center an element that takes up the full width of the page. Noted. Headline width 400, margin auto. In the example above, the width of the div is set to 400 pixels, which is less than the width of the page's body. This will cause the div to center properly on the page. Note, when margin auto is used, an element will center relative to its container. For example, the div in the example above was centered relative to the width of the body. If the div was contained in a larger div, the smaller div would center relative to the width of the larger div. This is important to keep in mind when attempting to center nested elements like divs. In style.css, set the margin of banner content so that the element centers. Note that the banner content selector already includes a width for the div 60%, less than the full width of the container element, banner in this case. So it's already at 60%. The larger div is banner. We're dealing with banner content. So we're just setting the margin to auto. Adding. LMNOP margin. What now? What are we setting it to? Auto. I was looking for a number. There is no number. It's a state of mind. Living the dream. Green check mark. Lovely. And next. 11 of 14. Little kitty psyched. She's totally passed out. She can't even handle the fun. Ain't that right? Who's got your toes? I've got your toes. Okay. All major web browsers have a default style sheet they use in the absence of an external style sheet. These default style sheets are known as user agent style sheets. In this case, the term user agent is a technical term for the browser. User agent style sheet often have default CSS rules that set default values for padding and margin. This affects how the browser displays HTML elements, which can make it difficult for a developer to design or style a web page. Many developers choose to reset these default values so they can truly work with a clean slate, margin 0, padding 0. The code in the example above resets the default margins and padding values of all HTML elements. It is often the first CSS rule in an external style sheet. Note that both properties are both set to 0. When these properties are set to 0, they do not require a unit of measurement. Cool. Like multiplying by 0. Awesome. Just zeros out everything. In style.css, reset the default margin and padding values for the body. What happens to the web page in the browser? So, where should I put this? Copy. Well, I guess we would put it in the same because it's the same all element. Man, it's one asterisk for the same class. Element, div? I don't know. One of those. We'll get there. We're still working on terminology. Point is, it's all housed within the same asterisk thing. Run it. Fun. Next. 12 of 14. All HTML elements can be classified as one of the following: inline elements or block level elements. Inline elements, elements that display inline with text without disrupting the flow of the text, like links. 2. Block element or block level elements, elements that use an entire line of space in a web page and disrupt the natural flow of text. The most common HTML elements are block level elements, headings, paragraphs, divs, and more. In CSS, you can change the default behavior of elements with the display property. Why is this useful? Modifying the display property of an element can help achieve a desired layout for a web page. The display property can take on one of 4 values. 1. Inline. Causes block level elements like a div to behave like an inline element, like a link. 2. Block. Causes inline elements like a link to behave like a block element, like a div. 3. Inline block. Causes block level elements to behave like an inline element, but retain the features of a block level element. 4. None. Removes an element from view. The rest of the web page will act as if the element does not exist. Okay. It is common to use the display property to create a navigation bar from list items like so. Okay. List, display, inline. It's common to use the display property to create a navigation bar from list items. Okay, so there's the list items. Display gives it the navigation bar feel, element, effect. In the example above, the block level list item will now behave as inline elements. The result will be list items appearing on the same line, like in a navigation bar. The display property of the list items to inline block. Display list items inline block. No. I was thinking of I, not D. Inline block. Kosher. How's that? It's good. 13. Elements can be hidden from view with the visibility property. The visibility property can be set to one of the following values. 1. Hidden, hides an element. 2. Visible, displays an element. Unlisted, explore, connect, list, class, future, donate. Future, visibility, hidden. Well, that's clever. In the example above, the list item with the class of future will be hidden from the view in the browser. Keep in mind, however, that users can still view the content of the list item, e.g. donate, by viewing the source code in their browser. Furthermore, the web page will only hide the contents of the element. It will still leave an empty space where the element is intended to display. Note, what's the difference between display none and visibility hidden? An element with display none will be completely removed from the web page. An element with visibility hidden, however, will not be visible on the web page, but the space will be reserved for it. Okay, instructions. Take a look at the list items in index. Notice the list item donate has a class of donate. In style CSS, Add a class selector for donate, and then set the visibility to hidden. So .donate. Let's do here. .donate. Cool. Mostly. Okay, what's that? Lesson complete. Yes. Okay. Great job. In this lesson, you learned about padding, margins, and the display properties of elements. Let's review what you've learned so far. Padding is the space between a box's content and the borders of the box. 2. Padding can set equally on all sides of the content, or can be set specifically for certain sides of the content only. Margin is the spacing directly outside of a box's borders. Margins can be set equally on all sides of a box, or it can be set specifically for certain sides of the box only. 5. The display changes the default behavior of HTML elements. 6. The visibility property hides an element but does not remove the amount of space that the element takes up on the page. If you want to hide that element and remove the empty space, use the display property instead. This lesson completes our overview of the standard box model. Understanding the box model is important if you want to understand web page layouts. Unfortunately, the standard box model has a minor limitation: unreliable box dimensions. In the next lesson, you'll learn more about how to solve this problem using a quick but important technique. Instructions. Remove the first bit of code that you added at the beginning of the lesson. Only the border declaration shown below. Leave the margin and padding resets at 0. Then take some time to experiment with your knowledge of padding, margins, and the display. When you're done, proceed to the next unit. Destroy the border stuff, just like they requested. Okay. Nice. And let's run that and see what we end up with. Good, good. It's fun to pretend. Let's also get rid of the donate thing. No, we don't have to get rid of it. We can simply change something. What was it? It was hidden versus something back. Hidden versus visible. Yeah, should have figured that. Let's do... My nose is killing me. All kinds of itchy. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. That's all she wrote. Conservation efforts at Lake Tahoe. Being praised by nation's leaders. Good. That is it. We're calling it. No, I feel like we should. I want to delete that donate thing. I don't know why. I don't like that. Run. Good. Good. Inline block versus inline. What about block? There we go. Yeah, that's better. That's better. We can do inline block. I don't mind. Inline. After seeing all of them. What's the none option? I know there's a none option. Let's see that. We'll do cut none. Run it. Ah, that's rivet. Well, it's certainly a lot cleaner, but we'll leave it as inline block. Cool. Coolsies. Let's do up next. Changing the box model. Learn about a new box model used to design web pages. Start lesson, layout stuff. We'll take a peek. I don't think we're going to dive into this one, but we'll see. You know, there's only 5. Let's do it. Let's tackle it. We can be that guy. We can do that. Once we start, we don't stop. I am going to... Should I turn on the fan or ditch the jacket? I'm gonna turn on the fan. And this damn light just blazing. It's like a heat lamp. It's just incinerating, staring back at me. Unlike little kitty. We wake her up from her nap? Probably not. She tried to sabotage the stream earlier. That was bad. Glad I remembered that. Let's not do that. It's been an hour and 13 minutes of peace so far. Okay, only 5 sections. Okay. The last 3 lessons focused on the most important aspects of the box model: box dimensions, borders, padding, and margin. The box model, however, has an awkward limitation regarding box dimensions. This limitation is best illustrated with an example. Hello world. Border 1, solid black, height 200, width 300, padding 10. In the example above, a heading elements box has solid black 1 pixel thick borders. The height of the box is 200 pixels, while the width of the box is 300 pixels. A padding of 10 pixels has also been set on all 4 sides of the box's content. Unfortunately, under the current box model, the border thickness and the padding will affect the dimensions of the box. The 10 pixels of padding increases the height of the box to 220. Oh, and the width to 320. Hey, what do you know? Weird. I used a width of 300 pixels in my example earlier, just as a gut reaction, and this was the latter worst case scenario that didn't make sense to me. That's really odd. I don't know why it would do that. Okay. Anywho, where do we leave off? Unfortunately, the current box model, yes, dumb thickness. The 10 pixels of padding increases the height of the box to 220 pixels and the width to 320 pixels. Next, the 1 pixel thick border increases the height to 221 pixels and the width to 321. Hold the phone. If it's a border or a box, there's a top and bottom and a left and right side. If there's a 1 pixel border, wouldn't it be on each side? Because they're not adding a half pixel. That would be 321. Shouldn't it be 322 and 222, right? No? Is it me? Border. There's 4 sides to the border. 1 pixel border on the sides, same 1 pixel on the other side. If you had a line, box in half, right? You got a box, cut it in half. The 1 pixel border here is also a 1 pixel border there. It's 300 across. That's 1 and 1, 2, 2. Should be 322, right? Or 222? Guys, is it the drugs? Could be the drugs. It's not the drugs. Drug-free since 93. It's only because that rhymes. I hail from the 90s. What's happening? Next, the 1 pixel thick border increases the height 221 pixels and the width to 321. No. Anyways, under this box model, the border thickness and padding are added to the overall dimensions of the box. This makes it difficult to accurately size a box. Over time, this can also make all of a web page's content difficult to position and manage. In this brief lesson, you'll learn how to use a different technique to avoid this problem altogether. Next. Did we actually look at what was happening? Oh, there was nothing. It was just... Let's test your memory. Click on a tile below to reveal a symbol. Click on another tile. Try and reveal 2 of the same symbols. The game is over when all cards have been matched. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, what? No. Full screen. Yes! Alright, guys, let's do this. What do we got going on? Let's start with the second one. Wait, guys. Click on a tile to reveal the symbol. Click on another tile to try and reveal 2 of the same. When the game is over, all cards... 1. Maybe I have to click on 2. Reset game. Why doesn't it wanna... Maybe it's my browser. Maybe it doesn't like Chrome. Will it seem fun? If it was coded never to intended to work, that is a very cruel, mean trick. And if they took the time to put in a game, they should have finished it. Just saying. Not cool, bro. Not cool. Really got my hopes up on that. Next. Main properties in CSS have a default value and don't have to be explicitly set in the style sheet. For example, the default font weight of text is normal, but this property value pair is not typically specified in a style sheet. The same can be said about the box model that browsers assume. In CSS, the box sizing property controls the type of box model the browser should use when interpreting a web page. The default value of this property is content box. This is the same box model that is affected by border thickness and padding. Study the diagram to the right. Illustrate the default box model used by the browser, content box. When you're done, continue to the next exercise. Actual rendered pixel width. Oh god, it's one giant image. Okay. 200 pixels. Content width, 158 pixels. Left padding, 200 pixels. Right padding. Left padding, 20. Right padding, 20 pixels. Aha! See? Border. Left border, 1 pixel. Right border, 1 pixel. I was right. Your math was off. It's supposed to be 322 and 222 on the last page. We all saw it. It's all live, unedited. Width, padding, border, actual rendered width of an elements box. Elements box, the webcam blocking that part of the screen for me. Next. Good. Fortunately, we can reset the entire box model and specify a new one. Border box. Aha! Box sizing. Border box. The code in the example above resets the box model to border box. For all HTML elements, this new box model avoids the dimensional issues that exist in the former box model you learned about. In this box model, the height and width of the box will remain fixed. The border thickness and padding will be included inside of the box, which means the overall dimensions of the box do not change. From the top. Hello world. All things boxy, box sizing, border box. H1. Getting super pixely. Love it, love it. In the example above, the height of the box would remain at 200 pixels, and the width would remain at 300 pixels. The border thickness and padding would remain entirely inside of the box. Width property and actual rendered width, 200 pixels. Nice, that makes sense. Content width, auto, very handy. Left padding 20, right padding 20. Left border, right border, 1 and 1. The width property is the same as the actual rendered width of the element. The content area is automatically sized based on the remaining width after border and padding has been subtracted. Look at that. Look at that. Very nice. 4 of 5. Now that you know about the new box model, let's actually implement it in the browser. Box sizing, border box. It's that simple. In the example above, use the universal selector, asterisk, targets all elements on the web page and sets their box model to the border box model. Dum dum dum. Instructions in style sheet or in style.css. Change the box model, change the box model for all elements on the web page to the new box model. You probably didn't see a difference in the web page to the right. That's okay. The new box model simply makes sure that all the dimensions of the elements remain the same regardless of border width and padding. Very cool. Copy. Copy, and we're pasting, Beautiful, beautiful. Run it. Green checkbox, happy green checkbox, and we're trying again. Reset the game. No, do these buttons even work? Damn. Spacebar? No. Enter? No. Well, that's just soul crushing. I can't. Who would do that? Who would create a fake game? Damn it. All the soulless things to do. Let's just pray it's a browser issue on my end. Who knows the countless souls that have been disappointed by that false charade of a game. Meh. Alright. Moving on to 5-5. So disappointing. Okay. In this lesson, you learned about an important limitation of the default box model. Box dimensions are affected by border thickness and padding. Let's review what you learned. 1. In the default box model, box dimensions are affected by border thickness and padding. 2. Box sizing property controls the box model used by the browser. The default value of the box sizing property is content box. The value for the new box model is border box. The border box model is not affected by border thickness or padding. In the next unit, we'll use your new box model knowledge to learn more about HTML element positioning. Take some time to experiment with your new knowledge of the box model in style.css. When you're done, proceed to the next unit. Let's check the HTML. There's game, board, card, stuff. Oh my god, they're all just fake images. They're all lies. The whole thing is a sham. What a letdown. That's okay. We have the knowledge now. Not about the game. Not about the stars. About the knowledge. Now we know. Box model for life, right? We can make our own damn game later. Meh. Learn how to position HTML elements on various parts of the web page. We will get that opened. But we're probably going to call today's coding stream an end. Especially after they crushed our soul with that memory game. Can't believe that. The box model is the first step in understanding how the browser lays out HTML elements. Visually appealing websites, however, are often the result of well-positioned elements. Lots of questions, different answers. We've got all kinds of styling. Fun, fun, fun. Looking forward to it. Questions 1, 2, 3 through 6. Welcome to our survey. Neutral, disagree, agree. Nice, awesome. Can't wait to dive into that tomorrow. Let's back out. Do, 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 do. 78%. 111. View profile. Remember, they're lying. 9-day streak. I think they have it set to a 24-hour period instead of based on the calendar day, which could be just shy of 48 hours. But calendar day, yeah, we've been set. We have gone more than 24 hours without coding. But lies. Hey, 111. Cool. Edges. What do we got now? Changing content, 100 exercises. Cool. Got that today. Look at that. Look at that. Plus. Odd. Why does it say? What the deuce? Why does it say January 10th? That's not even East Coast time. Where is their server based out of? Look, the 8th is missing entirely. It's currently the oh, I should probably find a better one, but the 9th? That's a 9 somewhere in there. Yeah, well, that's the 9. Anyways, it's the 9th, but it's saying I got all those on the 10th, so lies. So they must not be... The server's not East Coast. Maybe it's like... This is located in Europe? It's very strange. It's located wherever it's January 10th in the world. So, and me being in California at 5:15-ish, 17:18 right now, to be exact, is far from wherever their server is, which is why I'm getting all these weird time issues. Because I started on the 1st. We all know it's true, damn it. It's all true. Okay. Nothing to truly worry about, though. Alright, I think, is that? Yeah. No notifications. Golden. So that's it for now. We are nearing the end of part 1. And what's after that? Since we're nearing the end, let's take a look. Catalog. Yeah, that's part 1. I think next is JavaScript. I think we can go anywhere, but I was going to put my money on JavaScript. Oh, well, maybe here. Python's 13 hours, but 7 hours. That could be fun. Learn how to create a website, structuring. I don't know. We'll take a look. We'll figure it out from there. Why? I closed chat. I closed chat, guys. I don't think anyone... Yeah, of course, no one said anything. But whatever, that's fine. This is for me. This is for me. Continuing on tomorrow. We ever look at user agent? In computing, a user agent is a software agent that is acting on behalf of a user. One common use of the term refers to a web browser telling a website information about the browser and operating system. This allows the website to customize content for the capabilities of a particular device, but also raises privacy issues. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP, other stuff and spoofing issues. Good. All seems super important. Codecademy, and we are done. Closing out. Where's OBS? There you are. Stopping the stream, little cat. Want to say anything? No, she's passed out. Of course she is. Typical. He sleeps for 19 hours a day and doesn't even pay taxes. Typical feline. Alright, till tomorrow. Day 10 on the horizon. See you then.